Hey everybody, Dr. Ben here with Alpha Sports. The thing that we're going to be going over today is what does it mean to be hurt versus what does it mean to be injured. So look forward to that. All right, so what we're going over today, like I said, is what does it mean to be injured versus what does it mean to be hurt. A lot of people have this conception that pain means I'm injured. Pain does not mean that you're injured. Pain is a sensation, typically physical or mental, that you are experiencing somewhere in your body. So the differences between being hurt and being injured: when you are hurt, you're experiencing pain somewhere. That doesn't necessarily mean that you are injured and something has become damaged. Some tissue has become less than what it was before an incident. So the biggest difference between hurt versus injured is injury has some sort of mechanism of injury, or there's some traumatic event that happens. You get tackled, you set a block in basketball, you get a dig in volleyball, you're walking, you step off of a curb, you do something, you bend over to pick up your kid, you hear a pop, you feel a pull, you feel a tear. That's a mechanism of injury. That is how we know that we have been injured versus we just hurt something. Typically, if you can't say that there was an incident, I would categorize you more as you are hurt versus you are injured. Being hurt means there's some sort of dysfunction going on. We need to figure out what that dysfunction is. How is your body not activating or being mobile as it needs to be, or whatever, to where it's not being able to perform to its peak athletic potential? That's what it means to be hurt versus injured. Injuries are more severe strains and sprains, some tears. Those are injuries, and those are things that we as medical professionals work on. Whereas when you are hurt, I'm going to give you some tools that you can use and that you already have access to, that you can go onto Amazon or your local sporting goods stores, whatever it is, and get some stuff and then use it on yourself. One of the biggest things that we tell our athletes when they come in here, and really anybody, is that if you are truly injured, we need to set you down from whatever it is that you were doing. You don't need to be doing X, Y, and Z, because those are going to have the possibility of injuring you more or damaging those tissues more. That's what we don't want to do. If you are hurt, and we've determined that you are just hurt and your body is experiencing this pain, whether physically or mentally, then we can continue to do those things and not set you out of place, so to speak. We're not going to take you out of your role, whether that's a role in society, a role in your family, a role in your sport that you're playing. Not taking you out of that is one of the biggest things that we try not to do, which is why we really do a lot of work and try really hard to make sure to distinguish between being hurt versus being injured, because we don't want to set people down if we don't have to. While you're hurt, you can still go out and play, and you're not going to be risking yourself to get worse. So we can continue to improve and repair and let the body heal itself while continuing to do our activities that we love to do, whether that's in your family, at your job, or in your sport. When you are injured, we need to take time away from those aggravating factors, is what they call them. So anything that's going to make it worse or make it feel like it's getting worse, we need to slow that down, take it back, take some steps off, reduce a load, reduce reps, reduce time under tension, whatever it is. We need to reduce that so that your body has the ability to repair and heal itself. Because the body is great at healing itself. We just need to give it time sometimes. And sometimes we also need a medical opinion. Here at Alpha, what we do is we try to normalize your body's just kind of functions. We try to desensitize the area first by getting that pain to go away so that it feels better. But just because pain goes away doesn't mean all of a sudden your injury goes away. Pain's typically the last thing to show up and the first thing to leave. We want to make sure that we can desensitize the area so that we can renormalize those functions through activation or mobilization. And then we can also start getting you to own those functional foundational movements that we've talked about before, and then eventually transitioning you back into your sport-specific movements. That's what it means to be hurt versus injured. Injury is something you need to sit down from, you need to see the medical professional for, you need to go seek treatment and get fixed. Hurt, even though a lot of people come into our office specifically and they are hurt and we still help them get through that significantly faster than what they would have on their own, you can take care of this by yourself. Some of the ways that we teach our athletes when they come in here is how to muscle floss, how to foam roll, how to use a lacrosse ball, how to use a percussion gun like a Theragun or a Hypervolt or any sort of homemade jigsaw with the attachment on the end of it, Whatever it is that you got, we can teach you how to use those things so that you can get better, get over those hurt feelings, those feelings of pain, and get back to feeling like an alpha. So go forth, become an alpha.